What's the deal, my people? You know this is Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another one. And this one is, I am not mad about Arya Stark killing the Night King. Not at all. I'm cool with that. But the way it went down was suspect. So in this video series, I'm going to change all the things that D&D got wrong. And we're going to start with Arya Stark and the Night King. Now, how we're going to run this is we're going to break down the whole last scene that leads up to the Night King's death. And I'm going to tell you exactly what they did and got right. And I'm going to tell you exactly what they did and got wrong. And I'm going to tell you how they can fix it. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and click that bell so you can be notified every time I drop one of these videos. So let's get this started. So we start this off with the Night King and his minions making their way all the way to Bran Stark. Right? They fought their way through all of Winterfell. They did everything they had to do. Right? They survived dragons. They survived Jon Snow. They survived everything to make their way all the way to Bran Stark. Now that is their target. Evidently, that's who he's been after this whole time, is Bran Stark. And now he's finally made it. So we see Bran give Theon Greyjoy his pep talk. You see Bran tell Theon, "You're a good man." And then what do we see right after that? We see Theon Greyjoy, the Turncloak. We see him with no longer the sins that he had, because Bran has taken away all of his sins with this one speech by telling him he's a good man. And we see him grab up a weapon that we've never seen him use before. A weapon we've never seen him train before. We've seen him with every other weapon. We've seen him with bows. We've seen him with swords. But we never seen him like this is his final weapon. Some spear, right? And what does he do with this spear? He does this charge for no reason. This charge that the Night King easily sidesteps, and then he winds up getting stabbed right in his stomach. Now this is a terrible ending for Theon Greyjoy. Terrible. Not the fact that he died. I don't give a damn about this character. I'm glad he died. But it really doesn't do anything with the story. The way he died was just terrible, and it really made no sense. If you want to say, oh, he died protecting Bran Stark after he took over Winterfell, that doesn't work for me. Alright, it doesn't work whatsoever. But if you're gonna have him die at the hands of the Night King, then what he needs to do is, you should have had him shoot one of his arrows, the Night King catch the arrow in midair, freeze it, and throw it right back at him, and that's how he should have died, like that. We know Theon thinks he's such a great bowman. If the Night King would have grabbed that arrow, turned the arrow to ice, and threw it just like he would hit one of those dragons and pushed it right through Theon, that would have been a more appropriate ending for Theon Greyjoy. Now after that, we see the Night King doing his best Michael Myers or Jason impersonation while he strolls casually over to Bran Stark. And before we get to Bran Stark and the Night King situation, we see Jon Snow hiding behind a rock. Right? Hiding behind a rock because the undead dragon is on him. It looks so dire that there's no way Jon can get out of this whole situation just hiding behind the rock. And then he stands up and gives this huge scream at the dragon like, I don't care anymore, I've been through so much, just go ahead and kill me already. Right? We see that, and then out of nowhere, whether there are trampolines in Winterfell somehow, I don't know. Maybe she got these hops. We did see her jump, alright? We did see Arya jump. We'd seen her jumping before in the past. Now she does have some type of hops, right? But out of nowhere, here comes Arya Stark, and she comes with the dagger from the back and gets grabbed up by the Night King. Now, let's stop it right there. Now, as I said, I have no problem with Arya Stark killing the Night King. I will say it again. I have no problem with Arya Stark killing the Night King. Nothing's wrong with that scenario. And the manner she killed him in, there's nothing wrong with that scenario. It's how it was set up and how it left off. Now let me explain that to you, and I'm going to tell you exactly how this should have ended if they really wanted to make something that the fans and the critics would enjoy even more. But have we do that, we must go back to when Jon Snow confronted the Night King in Winterfell. When we see Jon Snow confront the Night King in Winterfell, we are led to believe at this point that with all the stare downs that the Night King and Jon Snow has had, that there has to be some epic sword fight battle. We have seen Jon Snow have sword fights with many other people throughout this whole series. We even hear Ramsay say, "Oh, you might be the greatest swordsman in the world, Jon Snow, if all the rumors about you were true." Right? This is Jon's whole thing, how great of a swordsman he is. Right? So we see the Night King with this big ass sword on his back. Right? Huge sword on his back. What they should have done, and what they did first, is when this happens, we see the Night King raise his arms and bring all the people back from the dead, and then walk away like a little biatch. Like he's afraid of Jon Snow. Like he didn't want no part of Jon Snow. When we seen regular human beings take their shot at Jon Snow, here is someone who is supposed to be so powerful, wants no part of Jon Snow. He has to be like a little biatch and raise his arms and have his minions go and do the fighting for him. That should not have happened. What should have happened is Jon Snow should have fought the Night King at that particular time one-on-one. He should have had the minions there. If they wanted to make it dramatic, you have the minions there attacking, all the undead zombies attacking Jon Snow. And then all of a sudden, they just stop, they turn their back, they walk away, and behind them, here is the Night King. Like he purposely told them, "Get away from him, he's mine." And then you show the Night King pull that big sword off his back, and then he goes into a one-on-one battle with Jon Snow. Now during this battle, you can have Jon Snow about to lose to the Night King. You can have the Night King beating up Jon Snow, and when he's about to lose to the Night King, you can have Jon Snow's Valyrian steel sword Longclaw shatter by the Night King, whether he grabs it and just breaks it off, or his weapon is just too strong and it just cuts that sword in half. And then when Jon Snow is about to lose, when all hope is lost, now you bring in Arya with the leap from the back to save Jon Snow. The Night King then turns around, grabs her by her neck, and then Arya Stark does her maneuver and kills the Night King. That is how the Night King should have died. Arya should have came out there saving 100% saving Jon Snow. If you wanted to do it anyway, that is the way that battle should have ended. But that's me. That's the Tony Teflon the Don way. Maybe you don't like it. Maybe you do. Maybe you like the way Dan and Dave did it. Let me know in the comment section which way was better. Maybe you have a way you think it should have ended on your own. Whatever the case may be, please put that down in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe, because the next video we're going to do is the death of Daenerys Stormborn. I'm going to tell you exactly how this should have ended for Daenerys, not the way it did. I'll tell you that without a shadow of a doubt. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.